We are living through one of the most interesting, unique, and scary times in recent human history. And with a global pandemic, with upheaval in global economics, no matter who you are, whether you're a content creator, an entrepreneur, someone who's looking to reinvent themselves, this is crazy times. And I felt it was so important to do a video really talking about how we can do strategic planning even in the midst of crisis. I mean, here are the facts, friends. Right now, we are seeing that the US is nowhere close to reopening the economy, is what the New York Times is saying. The Japan economy recently has released $1 trillion in a relief plan. And right now, 29% of the US economy is actually frozen by the coronavirus outbreak. So I'm actually curious. Let me know in the comments how this has affected you. Have you found yourself in any kind of job upheaval? Have you been laid off? Or maybe this has kind of still been business as usual, maybe quarantined. Let me know. And in this stream, I'm going to be breaking down 10 strategic questions that we can be asking to actually position ourselves during this time, even in the midst of a lot of uncertainty, that are really going to help you get an edge so that you can protect your business, make money on the side, and really continue to make a greater impact even in the midst of all this craziness that we're living through. But if we are just meeting right now, my name is Sean Cannell. This channel, Think Marketing, is devoted to helping you really learn modern marketing. How do you market yourself, build a personal brand, market your business with YouTube, with online video? I'm the co-author of the book, YouTube Secrets, and the founder of Think Media, our main channel, where we talk a lot about tech and tools and live streaming and things like that. But today, our topic's all about strategic planning for content creators and 10 questions to help you grow online right now. If you want, this is going to be more of a strategic training. And I think that writing down these questions, grab a journal, grab something to write with, this will really help you get an edge as a content creator, whether you're already established or whether you're finding that in this era, you're thinking about, man, now's the time that I need to start creating content on YouTube, live streaming, and really adapting to these times. Or maybe you're a business owner and you're also recognizing, shoot, my business is being disrupted more than ever before. I need to be creating content, not just to stay connected with my customers and potential prospects, but I also need to be creating content just for relevancy and to stay top of mind and potentially move my business online. And here's some, if you will, encouraging stats and some good news right now. Nielsen says that content consumption will rise 60% during this isolation. Check this out. Search Marketing Daily says that desktop search is going up because they have shelter in place mandates. There's been a massive increase in Google search, and a lot more people are actually searching from their desktops. And so this is so powerful because remember, YouTube's a search engine. It's the second largest search engine in the world. So you need to be creating relevant content that's answering specific questions, even as more people, by the way, mobile's up as well, but more people are actually at home leaning into content more, leaning into online education more. And 66% of social media consumers expect their social media consumption to rise during this time. And so before we get into these 10 tips, here's like the thesis. You need to be going all in with creating content right now. Creators create. Like, you got to be doubling down, tripling down, and getting crazy with content creation. Listen to these stats from Yahoo Finance. 66% of social media users believe that their social media is going up. And let me know in the comments, like, have you noticed your screen time's going up? I know mine has. Have you been scrolling more, spending more time on social? 64% expect their YouTube usage to increase. 63% their Facebook to increase. And listen to this about e-commerce. 99% believe that there is a chance that they're going to purchase something online if they're confined to their home. Like 99 out of 100 people are like, yeah, I'm shopping online now. Guess what? That is a massive shift. Because people are like, yo, I can just go to the store. That has completely been disrupted. So e-commerce, affiliate marketing, online shopping, this is your time. Creators create. You got to be going all in with creating content. People in these surveys said that a great deal of them would buy groceries online, which, by the way, there's affiliate marketing for that. A lot of people have said that they would buy DIY and home improvement items online, 80% of people. And then, of course, 76% of people said that they would do at-home delivery services. And so the bottom line is this, friends, now is the time to be leaning in as a content creator, but we got a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I've got 10 specific questions that are broken into 4 areas that as content creators, we really need to lean in on. Now, if you are here on the live stream, I've got the Think team helping me. They'll be answering your questions. Good to see you, Brandon Lee Cook. They'll drop you a link. If you ever want to know about our gear, you can go to thinkmediatools.com and they will help you out with the tools that's where a list of our software and our gear that we use. And this is also a follow-up to a recent training that I did where I said I would add more value. So if you didn't see the recent web class I did, really about adapting, pivoting, and thriving during these times, that's at ideatoincome.tips. And for a little while longer, depending on when you're watching this or catching it on the replay, we have this class that really talks about when I went through a personal pandemic and lost 90% of my income in 2015 and what I did to adapt to that time. I'm also going to be doing Q&A with you as well. And so if you've got some questions, throw up 4 question marks before and after, and I will hit those at the end of this training, as many as I could get to. But we're talking about 10 tips for really strategic planning. And these are actually questions that we need to be asking as content creators. And so here's the first category. All right, write this down. Number 1, you got to clarify your path to making money right now. If you want to work from home, if you are a content creator that is growing your influence, but you haven't started generating money, or you're just starting from scratch and you're ready to start generating money on your own terms and trying to figure out how to reinvent yourself, maybe move your business online, the first area that you have to clarify if you're going to make a strategic plan, Sean, how do you know what's going to happen in the future? I don't. How long are we going to be locked down, stay-at-home orders? No idea. There's a lot of things that we can't control. So what can we control? As content creators, the first thing you need to clarify is your path to making money in this circumstance. A lot of people in our community, people aren't buying homes. They're not leaving their homes really. And so what do I do as a real estate agent? You clarify what you can do right now. And so here's the first couple questions in the first category. What is your shortest path to income? Like as a content creator, this is, I think, the very first question you should ask. I am all for getting crazy and going all in on YouTube right now to build your influence. But here's the deal. YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. One of our students, Dr. iHealth, who's a part of Video Ranking Academy and Inner Circle, he's making like $5,000-6,000 a month right now. He's been around our community and in our programs for about 16 months. He started from scratch. He'd never been on camera and had never shot a video in his life. But did you hear me? It took about 16 months. It's not the shortest path to be thinking about like YouTube AdSense, affiliate marketing. The shortest path is what can you do to get money now? And you got to take care of your family now. Tell me, and we have a lot of smart people here, are you still working? Are you still in your job, in your typical job? And if you aren't, maybe you've been laid off, maybe something has happened, then you have to be pivoting right now to be thinking, how can I pay the bills? Essentially creating, even from home, a day job while I'm building my dream job, right? And so, TMA is talking about how I have a travel channel, but it's difficult to come up with ideas because I'm not traveling right now. So that's a good point. You've got this online brand, but you got to be thinking about what am I doing today right now while maybe that's on hold? Hey, we're going to travel again. We're going to see the economy shift again. I'm saying as a content creator, blinders on, what can you do right now? And what is your shortest path to making money online? Sherry, I'm a teacher and we're gearing up to do some teaching online. I love that. And now that's one of the big opportunities right now because so much teaching is getting moved online. Henry has been furloughed. So Henry, maybe you can't control that, but what can you control? So what's your shortest path to making income? Couple resources for you. Fox Business just released companies hiring work from home jobs during coronavirus. Companies like Adobe, Dell, Williams Sonoma. And so we'll put a link to that article, but that's one thing to consider. This might be, how am I going to get money now? Again, as a content creator, I think there's something about being practical, and then while you're also working on the dream. And then if you haven't seen this, we'll link that up as well. We did 15 high-paying online jobs you could do from home. They're side hustle ideas that I did with my friend Angie Lee. That's on our other channel. So those are a couple resources. But question number one is, what's your shortest path to making income? But here's the second question. What is your smartest path to making income? Okay. So what's your smartest path? Shortest path, you got to do the practical today. Shoot, you might be flipping stuff on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, looking at stuff from around your house. You know, I don't know, you're maybe not supposed to see people, but you're jumping on and doing Craigslist and, you know, keeping 6 feet difference, setting it on the curb and saying, all right, you give me same time, man, same time. I don't know you, you know, like whatever. And figuring out your shortest path, but then your smartest path. What do I mean by that? What are you doing right now? This is for you, the content creator, the aspiring content creator, to set yourself up for the future. You know, the truth is, the smartest time to really start building your influence on YouTube, the smartest time to start building a personal brand, when is the best time to plant a tree? 5 years ago. Well, when's the second best time to plant a tree? Today. Creators create, friends, and content consumption's going up like crazy. The smartest path is, you better be going all in right now on creating content, strategic content, and thinking about what is it you're doing to set yourself up now for the future. You know, on that web class that I did that's available for a little bit while longer, in 2009, this is not new to me. You know, obviously this is kind of a new situation and there's tons of different nuances, but my wife and I, we already got crushed in a massive economic recession. We lost a rental property. At the time, my wife's health, it was like the perfect storm. She got hospitalized. She almost died. You know, we were losing jobs, losing money, and the economy completely collapsed back in 2008, 2009. So we lived through that. That was what birthed who I am and where I am today. So what I'm telling you as a content creator, what's your smartest path to making income? You got to be leveraging and positioning and being strategic with right now to set yourself up for the future. And so that is the first two questions. And it's the first category. Clarify your path to making money. Write this stuff down. What am I going to do in the short term to get income? And then what am I going to do as far as the smartest path? Because, by the way, in 3 to 6 months, you could be making really good money online, but it might take 3 to 6 months. So you need that lifeline for maybe the next, couple weeks, next couple months. And so be thinking about that and check out those resources that we'll link up as well, including the side hustle ideas and things like that. Category number 2, and if you're getting value out of this video, can you smash the like button and maybe tag somebody or share this with somebody who maybe is furloughed or maybe is going through something right now, because I really believe this information will help them level up and adapt and pivot to this time. Second category, though, after you clarify your shortest path or clarify your path to revenue, you need to clarify the skills you need for the future. Clarify the skills you need for the future. So what skill, knowledge, or expertise, next question, can you use right now to make money online? Let me know and tell me that in the comments. What skill, what knowledge, what expertise? In the side hustle video, we talked about tutoring. If you know English, it helps if you have an MBA. You can jump and start doing tutoring over Zoom. If you do graphic design, can you actually start selling that skill on Upwork right now? If you're a video editor, can you start selling that right now? If you're a writer, can you start using that skill right now, as well as positioning yourself in a personal brand? If you have knowledge or expertise, how can you use that right now? Tell me in the comments below about what, I've got Malky Plays Games, you're a video editor. When I think about especially a YouTube content creator, you know a lot of skills, and maybe you're building those skills. How to design thumbnails, that's graphic design. How to edit videos. If you're really good at understanding marketing and understanding how to take maybe a long video and cut out snippets of that video. That's something we need at Think Media. We need somebody who's like really strong at taking these longer form trainings, chopping them into smaller videos. If you develop that skill at a world-class level, you can leverage that during this time in this era. And so think about that, clarify the skills you need. Now, sometimes I want you to give grace, because sometimes you go, I don't got any skills. That's not true. Think about the things that you've learned. I just did this training the other day in our Video Ranking Academy thing, and I said, what does this succulent have to do with YouTube and making money on YouTube? And I said everything. If you look at this little sucker right here, this thing's dying, man. He's over high. It's like these things are all withering. These are dying. Why? Because I don't know how to take care of succulents. So what did I do? I went to YouTube and I went to how to water succulents indoors. And so this is me, the consumer, and you need to be thinking about who you can help, who you can serve right now. Okay. And so I looked up this video, and this video, my friends, has 642,000 views on it. Look, there's an ad playing right now because this isn't my YouTube Red account. And so this Succulent Fame YouTube channel, at probably a CPM that's a little bit higher, this video has probably generated around $1,000 to $2,500 over the last year. Succulents, how to water succulents and not kill them. So why is that an issue? Because I'm over here killing my freaking succulents. That's why I had to buy new ones. And so every few weeks, I just go to Trader Joe's and I get these for like $6 because I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But the guilt that I have, I'm like, what do I need? And check it out. When you start doing this, this is why any skill, expertise that you have, you can move it online. You can move it on YouTube. You can start positioning yourself. How do I buy that thing? Do I need to buy this little water moisture thing? Hit me with an affiliate link. Now, she's not doing that. She probably should be a part of some of our training, but she should have affiliate links to like, and by the way, if you want to get this little, measure the moisture water thing, you can grab that on Amazon. Well, shoot, I need one of those. I don't want to kill my succulents anymore. I want to keep replacing them. And then later on in the video, she talks about, this succulent food that you need to get. That's an affiliate link too, man. That's sold online. My friends, this is the opportunity to use knowledge, expertise, a skill, because I still need to make my home office environment dope right now. I still need to, I want to keep my succulents alive. So if you're saying, oh no, I don't got a skill, I don't got knowledge, what's your hobby? What's that thing that you know about? You can help guys like me who know nothing about not killing succulents, and 650,000 views on YouTube answering specific questions. So as a content creator, you need to lean in on this. What is the valuable skill, knowledge, or expertise that you can use right now to make money online? But also, what skills do you need to learn right now? I think that the biggest opportunity of being maybe at a stay-at-home order is not right now to watch Tiger King for the second time. Come on, isn't that the greatest show? It's not to rewatch The Office, although that's what my wife and I are doing, right? I saw a meme that said, I finished Netflix, what next? Can you relate? Video gaming sales, record week, 1.2 billion video game downloads across different platforms. Now, I'm not saying don't play video games. I love video games. I'm catching up on a classic right now, Uncharted 4. Final Fantasy Remake, at the time of recording this video, drops in 4 days, and then my business is ruined. I mean, all the advice I'm giving you, what good is it going to be then? You're not even going to see me. All the live streams stop. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Sean is gone. But you get my point. You got to rest. You got to have relaxation. You got to take time off. If you're a gamer, well, then you might as well be gaming because you're streaming and that's your niche. But friends, we need to reduce the amount of consumption and up level the amount of creation. But if you are going to consume, you got to consume content that's going to level you up. Now, I know that you're here on Think Marketing, watching this. So I am preaching to the choir, but I'm saying what skill do you need to learn right now? And how are you methodically, intelligently, and strategically developing that skill? If you want to win right now online, you can't just rest on your talents from yesterday. If you've ever seen my first video, it's not good. Your first videos will be your worst videos. But I've consistently worked on how do I become a better communicator? How do I become a better editor? How do I master and learn online marketing? How do I learn branding? How do I learn Photoshop and thumbnail creation? Now, for some of you business owners, entrepreneurs, maybe there's some skills you want to learn like teamwork, and some of it's going to be delegation. But you need to identify what skill do you need to learn right now. If you're getting value, hit the like button and tell me in the comments, what skill do you know you need to sharpen and work on right now? And you got to be thinking about the most important. If we're doing strategic planning for content creators, we need to know, shoot, I don't know how long this quarantine is going to last or this stay-at-home order, but I'm going to get so much smarter and better and prepared for what's next and even for what's now by studying, learning, investing in myself, watching YouTube videos, investing in courses, watching webinars, and turning off the entertainment at a level and investing in the education that's actually going to give me an edge right now. So tell me, what skills are you investing? So Homeschooler Goes Public is investing in audio editing. I love it. You know, Malke plays games. You're probably gaming a little bit more because your streamer, it sounds like, is doing titles, thumbnails, descriptions. Important. Learning SEO. Elba, business model and marketing, critical. Sherry's doing video editing and recording. We need to make a plan. What are we doing? We're making a game plan on paper. Get out your journal and plan on paper. All right. Number one, first category, what's my shortest path to revenue? What am I going to need to do? Because by the way, we also need to be investing in ourselves during this time. We've been looking at our team. I just bought some stuff tomorrow to level up my skills. Yesterday, I just bought some stuff tomorrow. Last night, I'm actually in bed, pull out my wallet and I'm like, ooh, I got to get that because this is what I need to learn during this season. I've learned that the best investment you can make is always in yourself. And so I'm thinking about what can we buy right now as goods and services will probably be going on discount. So look, you got to be wise with your finances. But I was already thinking, I was like, man, this is a time for the wise investments we need to make in our business. What kind of gear do we need right now? What kind of education right now? What can we invest in that will be discounted during this time? It's kind of like if you needed to buy clothes right now, which maybe we don't because we're not going outside and we're not seeing anybody new. Every retailer is like 40 to 50% off if you're subscribed to any retailer. You know what I mean? If you have resource and you're smart, it's smarter to buy stuff when it's on discount than it is when it's full price. You know what I mean? So as business owners and marketers, being smart about resources and thinking about how we can level up and get an edge. The second category is clarify the skills you need for the future. What skill, knowledge, or expertise can you actually use right now, even if that's your knowledge of not killing your succulents, you know, of how to water them, how to do gardening, how to homeschool, how to lead virtual team meetings, how to beat, you know, Final Fantasy remake, walkthrough, game throughs, like whatever. There's so many different things, but also what skills do you need to sharpen? We got to come out of this season sharper than before. Now, if you want to learn some of the most critical skills right now, again, this is kind of an after party of the recent masterclass we did. And I just want to say, if you haven't watched that, we're taking it down in just a little bit. If you go to idea-to-income.tips and it's gone, I think it's only up for like another 24 hours or so, but you'll see either if there's a wait list or whatever. Check out that link in the description below if you haven't seen it. I, back in 2015, lost 90% of my income in 1 month's time as a freelancer. So I got this major kick in the pants wake up call. And I actually at the time was like, I have to reinvent myself and pivot. Now, I was making hundreds of dollars a month on YouTube and affiliate marketing, about $100 a month on YouTube, about $200 to $400 a month on Amazon affiliate marketing. But around $500 a month was not enough to pay rent, living in Irvine, California at the time. It was not enough to take care of my bills. So I had to double down, learn, and really reinvent myself. And so in this training, I just share what I did. I share my story and share some of the most important information about the e-learning industry, about online marketing, about repositioning yourself, building a powerful personal brand on a completely free masterclass. And so definitely check that out while it's still up. And if you specifically want to sharpen some skills, you're going to love that training. The third area is clarify your position in the market. What does a content creator do in crisis to prepare to strategically plan. When the future is so uncertain, how do you still strategically plan? You got to clarify your position in the market. What I mean by this is your brand. And here's what matters for each and every one of us. If you're a business, your brand matters. I don't just mean your business name. I mean your brand. What's a brand? What do people think about when they think of you? What do you think about when you think of Starbucks? What do you think about when you think of McDonald's? What do you think about when you think about Elon Musk? What do you think about when you think about Bill Gates? What do you think about when you think about Kim Kardashian? People have brands, businesses have brands, and people are positioned in the market. When you think about clothing, what do you think about Walmart clothing versus Nordstrom clothing? That's brand positioning. It's both clothes. It's two different positions in the market. Both strong brands, by the way, and two completely different audiences. Every content creator needs to be thinking and strategically positioning themselves in the market. Now, for most of us, that is going to mean that we really need to be thinking about building a powerful personal brand. So listen to this quote from Dan Schwabel. Your personal brand serves as your best protection against business factors you can't control. I actually really believe that the most recession-proof positioning to have is a strong personal brand. I've heard critics say, oh, how could you ever say anything's recession-proof? Well, here's the thing. In any recession and even depression, people are always still working. People are always still getting clients. They're always still making sales. When at the Great Depression, unemployment was not over 30% to my research, right? We're thinking that unemployment here in the US might rise above Great Depression numbers depending on how long this lasts. But that still means 70%, 60% of people are still employed. The question that comes with personal branding is, are you the one who gets cut, or are you the one who's indispensable and is always in demand? This is true for content creators. There's in influencer marketing. There's the top percent that have strong personal brands, trust, loyalty. They've built a strong personal brand. So maybe the bottom percent get cut with the top still make it. Also, it's not about being necessarily better than others. It's about positioning yourself different than others. Different is better than better. So your best protection is to be building a strong personal brand. The smartest thing I did in 2009 was start building my personal brand. Now today, that's actually like, oh yeah, Sean, it makes sense. Like it's kind of a trend, like personal branding. In 2009, in my small town, Marysville, Washington, an hour north of Seattle, AKA Cowtown is what my friend Benji Travis calls it and what it's known for, rural. I started building my personal brand and a YouTube channel, and people thought I was a crazy person. Turns out 10 years later is one of the smartest things I could have ever done. Fast forward, I was a director of communications 2011 here in Las Vegas working at a church. The CFO named Debbie, she was a friend and she was a little bit older in her legacy years. And she was saying, I was a social media director. And she was like, Sean, social media doesn't matter. Social media doesn't pay our bills here at the church. Social media is kind of a cool gimmick. I think it's kind of just a vanity metric. And she was actually mocking my efforts. Not in like playing fun, but she was sincerely like, it's the in-person gathering, yo. Like she was, yeah, like that's how she talks. She said, yo, like there's not at all. That's like my interpretation. She's like, no, church is about being face to face. It's about gathering with people. Agree. And that's what it'll continue to be in the future. But guess what? You can't do that right now. And right now, all these churches and nonprofits are like, shoot, we got to figure out video. We got to figure out live streaming. And if they were not investing in their social presence, as we move into an online economy, as we move into a digital economy, the way to stand up and rise above is you have to have a strong personal brand. It's your best protection against business factors you can't control. And I started building mine 10 years ago. And now I look and it's like, okay, so now we are in a current recession, pandemic, and a lot of uncertainty, but we've got almost like a shield of protection because it's work we did yesterday. My friends, you need to plant seeds today for the harvest that you want to reap tomorrow. That means you need to clarify your position in the market by building a powerful personal brand. Gary Vaynerchuk says this, it's important to build a personal brand because it's the only thing you're going to have. Your reputation online and in the new business world is pretty much the game. So you've got to be a good person. You can't hide anything. And more importantly, you've got to be out there at some level. So let me ask you, where are you building your personal brand? What social media platforms are you focusing on right now? Having a personal brand is not just, I want to help people and inspire. You also have to niche down. So it's awareness, it's specialization, it's knowing your positioning in the market. It's also getting results in that area. So when it comes to building your personal brand, look, when I started in 2009, I had a rhythm I had to do. I was a video editor. And guess what? Because of my personal brand, I should have brought this up. In 2009, during the recession, my wife almost dies. Our economics are destroyed. We're losing our home. We don't know what we're going to do. And then I got the opportunity, because I was discovered online, to move to Las Vegas, to work at a church. I was in a church of about 200 people, and I got hired, no experience besides just being an intern at a tiny church, to be the director of communications for a church of 2,500 people. And I was sat down in an interview for the position, and they said, why do you think you can do this? And I said, they go, have you ever done it before? And I said, nope, I've never done it before, but I'll tell you what I have done. I've been building up this YouTube channel with my friend Jeff Morris called Think International. And in 2010, we had a YouTube channel of about 6,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers. And it was like crazy to them. They were like, all right, well, I think that let's rock it. And so you could see 9 years ago, I was building my personal brand, building a brand online, building my skills. And we were putting out content online on this Think International brand. It's actually why Think Media is called Think Media today. And so this was investing back then, and it led. So I'm talking about so you can position yourself out, position yourself, make money as a content creator, things like that. But it led to this opportunity of the fact that I'm looking for, where am I? I'm in here somewhere. And it led to this. Here's 2010 Sean right there, with the weird green hue lighting vibe of our vision video that we shot back then. I was able to, in a tough time. By the way, people are still hiring right now. If you need, what's your shortest path to revenue? If you have a strong personal brand, guess who gets the job? The person with the stronger personal brand. So what do you want to be known for? How are you uniquely positioned in the market, and where are you building your influence? Tell me in the comments. Here's a couple other really critical things to know about this. If you're not a brand, you're a commodity. If you're just another English teacher, if you're just another virtual assistant, this is Robert Kiyosaki, right? Author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you're not a brand, you're a commodity. Like if you don't have a brand, there's just like Joe's Coffee and there's Starbucks. And guess what? You are a brand, and you need to be thinking about yourself that way. In fact, Tom Peters in Fast Company said it this way: all of us need to understand, this is business owners, yo, and personal people, you and me. All of us need to understand the importance of branding. We are CEOs of our own companies. Me Inc. To be in business today, our most important job is to be head marketer of the brand called you. So I'm going to get to these questions, but if we go back to the shortest path and the fast, and then also the smartest path to making money right now, even in the shortest path, your LinkedIn profile, like wherever you're building, your Upwork, if you want to do virtual assistant and do some work online, you got to master social media, marketing, and branding right now. Like if you're, Sean, help me, what skills should I learn? Those. Positioning, online branding, online marketing, because right now, your most important job is to be the marketer of you. And in a stack of resumes, potentially with things getting very bad, like some things may never be the same again. The whole world's being disrupted. Here at Think Media, we're on a mission to just help you survive and thrive during this era. And so you got to take this stuff seriously. So let's look at some questions. The third area is clarifying your position in the market. So the first question is, what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? Now, there could be maybe a short-term version of that and a long-term version of that. I guess I'm kind of known. The thing about personal branding, I've done this intentionally, and with also a lot of the resources that I shared at that idea to income.tips web class. But as I've been positioning, I've been positioned as a video guy or the YouTube guy. And so I've kind of become known for YouTube. That's been intentional. And by the way, I've wandered at times. If you lack clarity now, clarity is a process. It takes persistence. It takes grit. It takes patience. You absolutely surely will not get clarity on one 30-minute or hour-long session, but you got to commit to getting clear. How am I positioning myself in the market as a content creator? Different is better than better. So what do you want to be known for? Or what do you want to be known for right now? Think about this. If you've got a powerful Instagram account that's just in a specific niche, and you say, I want to be known for teaching English to children, and I help kids learn English in a fast and fun way that holds their attention, and someone is researching who the teachers are for doing online tutoring is just one example. And your branding and your messaging, and they see maybe some customer testimonials, or they see some results you've gotten, then they go, man, I want to hire you. And then furthermore, if you eventually want to create an online course, or you want someone to work with you in coaching, which is huge opportunities right now, or even a personal trainer, you know, they're looking at your branding and your messaging, but you got to be known for something. And here's the thing. If you're trying to be known for 10 things, you're not going to be known for anything. Like, to really stand out in the market, you want to be kind of a master of one thing. And that's a conversation kind of for another time, but that's huge. The second one is, who can you help? Every content creator needs to answer this question. More than even who can you help, although that is a question, who do you help? Like, who do you help? It's who and what. Who do you help, and what problem do you solve for them? This will help you right now. So if your Instagram doesn't say this, like if your YouTube channel isn't clear, now I know some of you are on YouTube, are entertainment, but even that, like, same thing. I'm helping people de-stress after work. You might not even put this out in your messaging if you aren't clear on this, my friend. Dude, for sure your audience is probably not clear on this. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Well, thank God you're here, because as content creators, you got to know, who do you help and what problem do you solve for them? One of the reasons why in the midst of a lot of bad news, there's good news right now is there's a whole lot of problems in the world right now. People need to reinvent. People need to pivot. People need to adapt. There's a lot of problems in the world right now, and we're on a mission to help purpose-driven leaders like yourself solve world problems. And we believe that YouTube live streaming has the ability to do that. You know that mental health here in America, 50% of people have said that this pandemic has really affected their mental health, and about 30% have said that it's leading to like severe depression. So when it comes to coaching or motivation, helping people deal with anxiety, when it comes to health and reinvigorating your health, right now it's real easy to just hit the fridge multiple times a day because you just ain't got nothing else to do. Learning about health and mental health, physical health, learn about how to have health in your finances, pivot and adapt, help people make money, save money, help people with their relationships. How do you keep your kids engaged in homeschool right now? How do you keep your marriage from breaking apart and not wanting to kill your spouse right now? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of problems in the world, and problems are opportunities for entrepreneurs. And if you're here and you're watching this, you're a leader, you're an entrepreneur. And either if you have a business or you're building a business, who do you help and what problems do you solve? We're building out our strategic plan. This is how you do strategic planning as a content creator, is we got to get clear on these questions. If you're getting value, hit the like button and let me know if you're finding these valuable. I got one more for you on this one. And where are you going to build your authority online? Where are you going to build your authority online? You got to know that. And you might be spread too thin. If you're a solo creator, you don't want to spread too thin too soon. Hey, Sean, right now, dude, I'm doing TikTok like kind of full time because I got time on my hands. Plus I'm like a full time on YouTube, and I know LinkedIn video is kind of hot. So I'm like full time on LinkedIn, and I know that like Instagram live and Instagram's really popular too. So I'm trying to like do that as well. But I know Facebook's like still around. So I'm doing that. And I know Pinterest also is a search engine. So I'm kind of trying to rock Pinterest, and that's about it. But then I'm also trying to keep my tweets current and reply to people on Twitter. Yo, if you're a solo creator, stop. That's probably too much. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really pick your platform. And I think there's something about going deep. Here's my advice. When it comes to content creators, I think you need to know your main platform and then a support platform. And that's kind of it. And it takes discipline, but I don't think you can't spread yourself too thin too soon. Sean, you're on like every platform. I have a team. They're helping me here at Think Media. And, but Sean, or you have a team. That's how you, no, I built this thing up as a solo creator, just like you have to too, y'all. Solo creator 2009 to 2015. So I was hustling for 6 years. I know you're hustling too. I'm just saying I've been through the seasons. So you got to be smart depending on what season you're in. Are you in the side hustle season? Are you in the solopreneur season? Or are you in the scale season? I'm in the scale season. If you're in the solopreneur season, you still got to be smart then. For me, it was YouTube because it was the highest leveraged platform. Highest. Why? Because it's a search engine. I'd put out ranked videos. Those ranked videos would get views while I snooze. They would compound, and they eventually produced a snowball of revenue so I could reinvest back in my business and my team. So Raising Six Vibes, my main platform is Instagram, and a lot of my traffic comes from Instagram. I like that. So let me know about where your main platform is and where you're building your authority. We know the importance of building a personal brand, whether you're a business, brick and mortar, small business, or whether you're just an individual. We all need to be able to build a personal brand. And we also know, though, that we got to pick our platform and really go deep. And for you, too, video is not for everybody. I think video, obviously, I'm very passionate about it. I think it's the most dynamic content platform because it's all of them. It really is writing, visual, and audio combined. But podcasting is powerful. I hope you're listening to the Think Marketing podcast and subscribed here on the Think Marketing channel where we have the podcast, new episode dropping tomorrow. And, you know, you got to pick your platform. And so let us know where your main platform. Allison says YouTube's my main and Instagram's my second. I love that. And so really good points. And again, we'll do some Q&A coming up in a second. But the third area, and we're going through 10 questions that you need to answer right as a content creator, is you got to clarify your position in the market. What do you want to be known for? Who do you want to help? What problem do you solve for them? And where are you going to build your authority online? Hit the like button if you've been getting value. And let's go into the fourth area. And then I've got some bonus tips after all of this, of course, Q&A as well. Number 4, clarify your most important actions. If you're going to do strategic planning right now, you got to get clear on where is the most valuable places to be spending your time. You know, I think it's interesting. People are like, I have so much more time on my hands. I'm like, I don't. Like time is so valuable. I choose to invest my time wisely. Now, I respect that maybe it's learning a new set of skills, but like, you shouldn't have more time on your hands. It's the exact same amount of time. We all have 24 hours in a day. It's where are we choosing to invest that time? And just like when you invest money in real estate, it grows over time. Despite even ups and downs, it grows over time. You need to be thinking about, as a content creator, where's the most important areas of life, of business, of content creation that I should be investing my time right now so I can create. Here's what I want you to leave with after this video is having a strategic game plan to know what your daily hustle is, to get up and say, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm focusing on. This stay-at-home order might be at the time of recording this for another month. It might be for another 3, but I got my game plan. I know what I'm doing. I'm pivoting, not panicking. I'm going to pivot my plan, and this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm learning. So you need to be clear on what your most important actions are. First question, how can I get an edge right now? How do I get an edge in this market right now? I think a couple things. This is a question, though, for you to answer. For you, think about this. Meditate on this later. How can you get an edge in your industry? How can you go, Wayne Gretzky says you want to skate to where the puck's going, not where it is in hockey, right? If you go to where it is, you'll miss it. How can you get an edge in your industry? I think that education is an edge right now. And thinking about honing and leveling up your skills, the smartest content creators are going to choose this season to get better and not bitter. I also think that massive action is an edge right now. That I've been stunned by people that have more influence than we do at Think Media, more subscribers that have bigger channels. Content creation is going crazy and they're not creating more content or they're creating less. I just want to call you again. Creators create. You got to figure out a way to get up, get motivated, punch fear in the face, punch perfectionism in the face. Stop worrying about what you can't control. I know it's overwhelming. I know there's a lot happening outside of you. Put blinders on. Don't overdose on negativity. Don't have a constant main line of checking in on stuff you can't control. Stay informed, please, but focus on what you can control. Education is an edge and massive action is an edge. Taking massive action. It probably shouldn't come as a surprise. We're stretched at Think Media. We doubled our videos. Think Media went from like 3 a week to 6 a week. Because right now, well, Sean, like, why would you? Because it's wartime, y'all. This is not peacetime. This isn't like, oh, let's just chill, watch Netflix and ride this thing out. No, man, you got to know what you're fighting for. And wartime leaders know what they're fighting for. I'm fighting for my family, man. I'm fighting for my team. I'm fighting to say, yo, if we're going to keep you on payroll, man, we got to fight. And you got to fight right now. And creators create. So how can you get an edge right now? You got to define your most important actions. I hope that you're not just taking notes, like writing down these questions, but making notes. What is this inspiring you to do? Get your action items. Shoot, I got to shoot that video. I got to plan that video. I got to record that podcast. I got to get up and write in that book. I got to work on that ebook. I got to finish that course. I got to apply for that thing. I got to go study, Upwork. I'm going to go about being a virtual assistant. I'm going to go study that side hustle video. Like, create your own curriculum. What are you, education is an edge. So think about that. Next question that we got to ask as we're building out our strategic plan is, how are you going to invest your time? How are you going to invest your time right now? Please, if you don't sleep, it'll ruin your life, like lack of sleep. So you got to sleep. If you burn the candle at both ends, you'll burn out, and your health matters more than ever right now. You got to keep your immunity boosted. So I'm not prescribing some toxic level of hustle. I'm prescribing being wise, being healthy, but it's, in a way, it's not even the amount of hours you work, but it's the amount of work you put in the hours. You can't just scroll on Instagram and say it's research. You can, but that doesn't actually mean, that you're really leaning in. You got to invest your time smart. Like, minutes matter right now. Like, thinking about your days, thinking about what you can accomplish in your days. And look, we really want to help you as a content creator. Creators create. I know there's a lot of the repetition, but like, get those videos out. Like, post those videos, because they're going to build over time. And here's the deal. When you're also investing in learning, skilling up, but also creating, how much practice can you put in right now? Picture looking back 8 months from now, 12 months from now, and being like, man, I put out so many videos during that time and they were terrible. That might be the case. They were terrible, but I'm so grateful, because the 50 videos I got out in those 2 months, man, those were the learning curve, and they gave me the clarity for what I'm doing in my business and my brand now. I started messy. I took these questions, but I didn't worry about like over analyzing and analysis paralysis. I got a game plan, chicken scratch in my freaking journal, and I got to work and I pressed record. And I invested my time. So what are your most important actions? You got to be thinking about how you're investing your time. Answering this, your most important actions, you got to define, who are you going to learn from right now? Like, who are you going to learn from? To me, I'm really choosing my coaches and my mentors wisely. And I want to make sure that anyone that I'm learning from, yes, I want good information, but one of my personal values is I want to learn from and align with people who I align with their values. I align with their ethics. I really believe that your vibe attracts your tribe, as you are helping a lot of people in our community, but also just being selective about who you're learning from. But this is also just caution about learning from too many people at one time. But I mean, I love so many different people that have influenced my life, but if you listen to too many people all at once, like, it's almost like any strategy is good if you work it, but you can't work 14 different strategies at once. So like, a good plan violently executed is better than a perfect plan. And I got this quote for you, one of my favorite quotes, because this is where I need you to get like your game plan as we're doing right now. I need you to plan on paper, get this stuff written down, but not get into analysis paralysis. George Patton said this: a good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. So you need just like limited mentors and coaches. Get a system, get a plan, and then work it. And I'm all for, like, there's been different seasons where I've like studied different types of content and whatnot. But I want to caution you from following 45 different people, ordering 17 books, taking 5 different courses. Content, you need a clear plan. That's perfect. That's good for you. And if you need help with that too, we are, of course, always happy to help. You can always jump on the phone with us at talkwiththink.com, by the way. And we would love to help you there. But just who are you going to learn from? And that might be also getting clear on what it is you're actually going to learn. And so we've been talking about these 10 questions. I hope you wrote them all down. If you're just joining, you can, of course, catch the replay. But as content creators, it's time to get really clear right now and make our strategic plan, even in the midst of crisis. And I really believe, again, there's so much we can't control. My friends, there's so much we can. We got to get into that right state, know what we're fighting for, know who we're fighting for, know our why. And remember that reasons come before results, and get up every day and press record, because content creation is going crazy. We shared the stats earlier. And so we're going to do some Q&A in just a minute. The team's been grabbing some questions for me, but I do want to ask you question of the day. What skill would you identify now do you need to learn or sharpen right now the most? Is it personal branding and learning about branding in general and positioning yourself online? Is it online business and learning how to grow an online business and pivot and adapt right now? Is it online marketing? Is it video editing? Is it just maybe learning and sharpening a side hustle skill so you can get your shortest path to income while you're building your smartest path to income? Tell me in the comments below. And then also remember that our free web class, this is kind of the bonus after party of that, where I wanted to get you some additional training. I go deep into, it's at idea-to-income.tips, link below, of course, but I go through my personal pandemic, right? I lost 90% of my income in 1 month, was able to reinvent myself and build a business where I was able to work from home, which is now what most of us need. We need to adapt. We need to innovate. I talk about how you can tap into a $355 billion industry that's growing now more than ever. And so just don't miss that. Write that down, circle that, check out that class, because it was a limited time class that we put out with some very exclusive training. And then also, if we aren't connected on Instagram, I'm doing a lot of like daily training and tips on there on my Instagram stories. And it's also a place where I'm as active as possible on my DMs and my direct messages. So hit me up at Sean Cannell on Instagram. Would love to connect with you. And hit the like button if you've been getting value out of this video. A couple questions have come in, and I definitely want to answer some of those. And I do want to thank you so much for being here during this training. And so here's the first question from Andrew. Is it possible to grow without having to resort to tutorial videos? I know my niche, but I also want to be more than tutorials, basically adventures with some sort of tips and tricks. And so, a couple tips that I'm going to give to you, Andrew. You've submitted a question for coaching, so I'm going to, probably not hold back here. And so a couple questions. First things is I'm going to challenge you. I don't know what your circumstances are. Maybe you're really busy with work, but you're 4 videos in. So I think you got to just keep, by the way, congrats on starting. It looks like maybe the channel started a month ago. I'd also think, dude, you're doing great, because 151, 75, 47, you're getting some pretty good views already. But obviously you're super early stage. And so remember this, Andrew, you kind of got to post around 35 to 55 videos to trigger the YouTube algorithm. If that just made you spit out your, iced tea, I know it sounds hardcore, but that's just kind of the name of the game. Having kind of a clear niche and then putting out videos is very important at volume. But let me also state this. It is possible to grow with other kinds of content, but the best kind of content to start with on YouTube is search-based content. You don't have to be stuck with search-based content, quote unquote, forever. But here's the deal, Andrew. Once you're known, you can do whatever you want. But how do you get known? One of the best ways is to answer specific questions based off of search-based content, researching before you press record. I hope you've watched our free masterclass at Think Masterclass where we really talk about that. So does that make sense? I think that we need to be disciplined as content creators to think about, yes, we're artists. Yes, we want to do other stuff. Now, hear me. It sounded like the ideas you're sharing are cool. Like, yeah, try it. You're at a stage where you can experiment, do whatever you want. But I'm just saying it's smart to have a practical path to growth and awareness first. And once you have growth and awareness, like I can drop anything I want on Think Media. It doesn't mean it'll do well, but there's at least some people around to watch it because of the search-based content that I did at first. Make sense? And so, sure, I think that it's possible to grow in a lot of ways, but start search-based, especially on YouTube. And by the way, that goes for almost anything. Almost any platform, it's good to be smart. Like Instagram, rather than having your Instagram be cluttered with all kinds of stuff, if it was like all gardening tips, all things gardening, all things plants, then people would really want to subscribe to that because it's one niche thing that's maybe helping solve a problem. Remember, who is it you serve and what problem do you solve for them? You want to answer that question as a content creator across platforms. Scorpion99X says, is it okay to stop posting videos for a while when working on a big project? Yeah, I think that one of my mentors, Shalene Johnson, says sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. So if there's some work you need to do in your business, your brand, your personal brand, to maybe stop posting videos for a couple weeks, even taking a month off or whatever, to build something to position yourself and to get ready for the next thing, then that could be very wise. Sometimes you need to slow down to speed up. Just make sure you don't get stuck in what's procrastination or really, delaying when you're going to start again. Finish whatever project that is and then get back to it, and you could create more momentum than ever before. Steve says, I'm looking to start a positive news channel similar to the news channel John Krasinski just launched. Any pointers for such a channel? I think that that's a good opportunity, Steve. I don't know if you've studied Phil DeFranco. I think he's a great, his kind of niche is being as unbiased as possible and covering both sides. Almost all news has some sort of a bias. Of course, if it's by humans, it always will lean to one side or the other. But his kind of goal is to present both sides. He also focuses on pop culture and things. I think it's a really great idea. And I think it does give you the opportunity to ride on trends. I think it's also, I think you know this, but it'll take work. And don't give up too soon. I mean, when you look at whether it's Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or Phil DeFranco, I mean, they posted like hundreds of videos before really breaking through. And it might take a while to find your niche, level up your skills, but I love the idea. And I think it's really smart and it's really needed in the world right now. And so, go for it. Ward, do you differentiate your name versus the company you're running, personal brand versus business brand? I do. Think Media is the YouTube channel, company YouTube channel. Think Marketing, this channel, hit subscribe if you're not, turn bell on, miss no videos. Which is notifications, by the way, if you're kind of new to YouTube, and that's a chance to never miss one of our podcasts or, one of whatever. And all you got to do is come over here and click subscribe, although I can't because I'm actually logged in on the channel, but you got me. And you can either say, I want to get some notifications or I want to see whenever we post a new video, and they're going to be, trainings and podcasts like this. But, so those are like brand names. And then I've got my personal brand name. I happen to have a lot of YouTube channels. By the way, I do not recommend that because I also have a Sean Cannell YouTube channel that I'm not really working on right now. I want to, but I've got so much going on. I think that's discipline. As a content creator, just a word of warning. If you're like, dude, Sean, I got 15 businesses I want to do right now. Great. Write all 15 down, circle one. Sean, I got 15 different YouTube channels. Awesome. Write them all down, circle one. If you try and chase two rabbits, you're going to end up catching neither. Chase one rabbit, catch it, tame it, train it with specialized skills, get it working for you, train that rabbit to make money for you, get that rabbit making money, like literally the rabbit's like dressed in a tuxedo and like employed, AKA the business has some momentum, and then go chase another rabbit. Back to your question, Ward. Yeah. And I think that it's, there's Steve Jobs and there's Apple, there's Bill Gates and there's Microsoft. Microsoft carries weight in its own name. There's Tesla and there's Elon Musk. So there is, the ability to build a personal brand name and a business brand name. I think both are good. I think it has to do with your vision and what you're trying to achieve. Trisha, best way to learn about SEO and hashtags. Not sure how to figure out the best type of hashtags. Is that crucial for a video? Best way to learn about SEO is thinkmasterclass.com. And if you want to check out that YouTube web class that I do, it's 90 minutes long. I break that all down. You could check that out for free. And you also learn at the end of it, again, a totally free class. Just at the end, you'll learn about our program Video Ranking Academy and whether that's right for you or not. Check out the free masterclass, get a journal, take notes. And then you also learn about one of our programs. And that's kind of how we run here. We've got advanced trainings. We got a lot of free content. And we're just here to serve and help. And at whatever stage of the journey you're on, we're here to help you with the next step. And so that's at thinkmasterclass.com about SEO. What I will tell you, what I've learned about hashtags is how we're using them right now is for branding. I found that from a search place, click-through rate wise, or like people clicking through and actually ranking, quote unquote, for a hashtag. So what we'll do is we'll brand Think Media, we'll brand like my name, we'll brand Omar's name, and then it's a way of organizing. So this is kind of cool because it pulls up a podcast that Omar was in, as well as some of the videos, of course, he's created, as well as his own channel. So we're using hashtags because here's my thought is if people click on them, what actually happens on the other side? And so, when someone clicks on Sean Cannell, I want to, show up, of course, and own my own hashtag. Whereas I've noticed that even if you have like a really good video around some hashtags, the weirdest stuff shows up on the other side. So one person's advice, I think that using them for branding is really smart, and to kind of organize groups and buckets of your own content. And then where possible, I think there is a point to jump on trends. And where possible, I do think there are some hashtags worth going after from a quote unquote ranking standpoint. Hey, if you've been, this is, I think, the second ever live stream and the first official live stream on Think Marketing. So if you're grateful and you're here, hit the like button. Thanks for being here. And it's good to see you, Andrew and Allison and Boost Leaked Media and Happy Venture. Next question. Jake, how did you learn positioning? For me, I learned it from my friend and business mentor, Chalene Johnson. And on that new web class, I actually talk about a coaching program that changed my life. So if you go to idea-to-income.tips, you're going to learn some critical information about positioning. You're going to learn about a coaching program that I took that really taught me. Basically what it was, Jake, was I was building a YouTube channel and I was having affiliate marketing going. But Chalene Johnson taught me that there is really like 15 ingredients of an online business, and I had like 3 of them. So I was missing foundational marketing, positioning, branding, critical elements. And we're actually partnering up with her right now during this thing. If you go to MIA Bonus, you can actually see a special partnership that we're doing with her, with some YouTube training that we're doing, in addition to the fact she opens up her academy, which teaches on that once a year. And it's open right now. And so that's where I learned it. Now, again, if you want to just learn more about that, watch the free class at idea-to-income.tips. Learn and take notes. If this is the right time for you to jump and invest in something like that, great. If not, great. Stay connected to our channel. And that's a great topic, Jake. We'll definitely think about doubling down on that when we get back to recording some new Think Marketing podcast episodes. But Chalene Johnson was the go-to person for me on that. As a serial entrepreneur and someone who holds the world record holder for the most fitness DVDs ever sold, has built and sold multiple 7-figure businesses, and is really good at branding businesses. She's branded diets, physical products, journals, fitness programs. She had the #1 best-selling infomercial of a fitness program for Beachbody that she shot on her iPhone, and it actually outperformed a video they spent over like $100,000 on with all this fancy equipment because she understands branding and marketing. And so, yeah, learning positioning and marketing and the nuances of that is critical. So she's my go-to person. Raising 6 Vibes. How do you get known on YouTube when people don't know who you are? Some may know you exist, but how do you bring more traffic to your page? Well, answer the questions on this page, but I think the key is search-based content, as we already discovered. A couple things I would say is I think you are known on YouTube. Obviously, you want to be known more, but you really are. I mean, you've got some amazing momentum here. 300 views, 299 views. Let me actually get into my Think Media account so that I can see some stats here with my vidIQ software. And so if I refresh this, I think it's always just acknowledging the growth you are having and thinking about how you can double down on that. And so you've got definitely some really cool momentum here. I think the key to breaking through is going to be like specific video ideas. Write this down. The right title or the right topic, the video on the right topic with the right title, with the right thumbnail at the right time with the right content can break the internet. Like, you are one video away from changing your life and business. And that's fact. I mean, again, it's not like a magical promise that that's so easy to do, but when you kind of learn the process, you just keep going after that and you keep trusting the process, keep posting videos, and then boom, you get that right video at that right time with that right title and that right. And that's been the journey of Think Media. We use the baseball analogy in our Video Ranking Academy program, where YouTube videos are sometimes like a base hit. And that base hit might have been like they threw the pitch, you bunted it, it was ugly, like just ball kind of falls, and you run your heart out, you get on base, and people are like, boo, it's so cheap, so ugly, why do you suck? But you're like, I'm on base, it was ugly. It's just like a video you got out there. But when you keep going up and keep stepping up to the plate and keep following the best practices and system, then all of a sudden, and bam, you've got that home run that, if the bases are loaded, that grand slam, and a rising tide lifts all ships. So then there's awareness to your other videos. So, I also want to encourage you. It looks like you've been doing this for a year, but you've really got consistent in the last 2 months. Keep staying consistent, keep leveling up your content. And then I would, again, focus on search-based content early on. Henry, how do I overcome the discouragement of being solo? I guess that maybe means being solo as like a solopreneur or a solo creator. I mean, Henry, I'm just going to tell you what personally worked for me. Obviously, I think there's a lot of different advice out there, but first of all, it's lonely. I think it's acknowledging that it is lonely. I mean, I know 2009, our finances are crushed. Our church, where I was part-time, I'm waiting tables at Red Robin, and I'm trying to build my business, Clear Vision Media. And I don't feel like there's really people in my corner. Now, I would say, by the way, good friends, like hopefully you got a community around you. For me, that's always been my church family. And so having people that could just kind of be around me and encourage me just in life in general. But in business at the time, I would have like killed someone to have Think Marketing. Like, just for the amount of time, I know we got to connect on Instagram Live earlier. Live streaming didn't exist. Like, it did, but I mean, like, nobody could just go live like this in 2009. There was barely any YouTube channels like this. There wasn't really any. And so I think you got to get your network strong. So, stay engaged with Facebook groups. So that's your community side of things. I then think that's just the mindset training things, like strong morning routine. If you've ever heard me recommend the book, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, you got to get up and work on your mindset every day, because you might feel like you're going at it alone, and you very well could be. You've got to keep the vision so clear that your fears become irrelevant. Like, you got to have a clear vision and know what you're fighting for. And I would just, sometimes I'd be like, dude, what the frick am I editing videos Friday night and these videos aren't even getting views? Why don't I just go out? Why don't I just escape reality and just check out it? And that wouldn't even actually be bad. I mean, it's normal to like chill on a Friday night. But when I was a solopreneur, I was hustling, man. And I had a vision for what we're doing today. And that vision took over a decade to materialize. But Henry, what I would encourage you is just try to keep that vision clear even when it gets foggy. Keep learning, keep growing. Learning was a way that I stayed encouraged, because by feeding my mind with books and online courses, and when I could go to live events or virtual summits, I was getting around people and I would feed off their energy, and I would constantly get refueled with tips and strategies. And lastly, I'll say this. I wasn't just focusing on, I think you've probably noticed we drift into personal development quite a bit. Like, we're not talking about marketing tactics right now, but it's my belief that this is the foundation of the marketing tactics is your mindset, is your confidence, is being a leader. And so I focus on both. And whether that's, membership programs I'm a part of or whatever, it was a battle. And the last thing I'd say, bro, is I just want to encourage you, it's a fight. So don't beat yourself up if you feel lonely. That's normal. Don't beat yourself up if you feel like you haven't been getting results for years. I've felt that. Don't build yourself up if you question and doubt yourself daily on, is this even worth it? That's all normal. But the real game is sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And if you don't quit, you win. Steve Jobs said business is a game of attrition. Here's the good news for everybody watching this. Most of your competitors and peers that are starting right now, or even that are ahead of you, are going to quit. They're going to give up. I've seen so many people come and go over the last 10 years. Maybe if you're interested, let me know in the comments if you'd want me to talk at greater depth about my spiritual foundation. But I would also say that that's everything. That is the thing for me. I've had to keep my heart on fire in my faith, and I've had to lean on Jesus. I'm a Christian, and my faith isn't, I'm not a cultural Christian. I'm like in my Bible and praying. And our belief, if you're new to Christianity or whatever, is we believe that we can have a relationship with God, and that when we surrender our life to God, that his spirit comes and lives inside of us, and that we actually have a supernatural dimension of our life. It's called the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control or self-discipline. So I hope that maybe it's evident that there's actually, I believe, a supernatural element to my life. And I'm not pushing religion on anybody. I'm just sharing what worked for me. And that is that it's this real relationship that I have built with my Creator and that I work on. And by the way, that has gone through ups and downs, and I've gone through really dark seasons, and I've gone through seasons where I've been depressed. I've gone through seasons where I've not been pumped about my actions, and I've slipped into habits that are bad, and I've gotten into, whether that's addictions or different things like that. And I've had to go through all the seasons, man. We're all human. We have ups and downs, but like, how do you overcome discouragement? That's the game. Because if you don't quit, you win. And so don't give up, bro. Keep going. And I hope some of that helped. If you're getting value, that was a deep place to go, but I'm glad we're here. And I hope you're glad you're here. Hit like, and Raising Six Vibes. Any tips for kids yoga content in regards to how to title? I hope you're just doing your keyword research. And so I use vidIQ. You need the pro plan to get the keyword research tool. It's just not included in the free plan. That's why I do a lot of keyword research. I hope you're using Uber Suggest as well. That's another one. There's a paid plan, but you can do a free version. You got to be doing your research before you press record. That should be informing your content. Excuse me. One other tip is I would study this is a power tip, y'all. What's the most popular videos in your niche? What are their titles? What are their thumbnails? What are they doing in the videos? How long are their videos? Success leaves clues. And don't be afraid. You're not going to copy. You're going to be inspired by some of those titles, and those might trigger some ideas. If they got this many views, well, then there's probably a chance for you. If you go and research certain types of titles and the most popular video has 22 views on it, well, probably you're never going to get a very big video around that exact title or topic. Chances are. So that's a tip. Appreciate Recruit. I've posted over 130 videos and I have 16 followers. Does that mean my content is rubbish? Well, at some point, you do need to, think about when to pivot. A recommended resource for you is called The Dip. And so grab the audiobook or the physical book because, it's sort of a balance of, the old saying is wrong. Winners do quit and quitters do win. So, even as I'm like, if you don't quit, you win. Let me be clear on that. Even according to the man, Seth Godin, it doesn't mean though, if you don't quit the macro hustle that like, I'm going to make this YouTube thing work. Let me be clear. I've got like 3 successful YouTube channels right now. I've got 4 failed ones. So I have quit certain niches. I've quit certain things that didn't work. I've made Heather Torres, host of the Think Marketing show, we want to do a podcast episode where we just talk about all our failures. And, you may be newer to our community and you may get this idea that like, man, it just looks like, what they do works and it seems to work and win. Yeah, because we failed so much. One of the distinguishing factors of successful entrepreneurs is their relationship with failure. They're incredibly comfortable with it. Thomas Edison was known for failing 10,000 times. He didn't think of it as failure. He just learned 10,000 ways that didn't work until he came up with the light bulb working. So that's just a perspective for you. One is that, you've learned from these videos, I would hope, right? And you've been studying those. Now, at the same time, though, you've got to maybe say, is your niche wrong? Does your thumbnail strategy need to change? Does your whole channel idea need to change? Does your content format need to change? Check out Charisma on Command Video Influencers. Rocked my world when he talked about how you might need to change your content format. If you've been doing all kinds of talking heads or all kinds of teaching videos, it might be time. And he explains how they pivoted their content format. So what does that mean? Yes, I would say that probably by now, it doesn't necessarily mean your content is rubbish. It might mean that your content needs to pivot. Because I think the niche of being, helping people with recruiting and, in Australia might be a little niche potentially. I think that maybe there could be support of a blog here and maybe there's more search on Google. You do have to consider your TAM. That's your total addressable market. So one of the things is this is not a 1 million subscriber channel. It's not even probably a 50,000 subscriber channel. You're in a very hyper niche. It could be moving into a bigger niche. We like to say this, wide niche specific videos. And I don't mean lack of having a specific niche. I mean wide niche, meaning maybe your like workplace or career development advice generally, and it gives you a lot more wider topics, but yet the specific thing you actually help with people is specific videos on the channel, but it gives you more opportunity for growth. So if someone's like, I'm only a yoga for runners channel, I'm like, I don't know about that. Like you might want to be like a yoga channel and you have a lot of yoga for runners videos, if that makes sense. And so those are a few tips. Keep going, man, in the sense of, yeah, you might need to pivot. You may need to reinvent yourself. Check out The Dip by Seth Godin, because it's a tough one because you also could be right before the breakthrough, and so it's a matter of figuring out that timing of really when you should press through the dip we all go through, the lull, the discouragement, will I make it out of this or should I start over and start something different? It's a hard question. And so that's a really great resource that I'd recommend. Bavarian Enthusiast, many of my content creation challenges are honestly in between my ears and in my head. And I get in my head and I don't pull the trigger because I overthink. And so if you're getting like out of this training, let me know, hit like if you're getting value. And, I'd mostly say, I hope you're subscribed to the Think Marketing podcast. Check out the episode from this last week on how to survive and thrive during crisis. I think that's some important mindset stuff. Mindset is real. You're obviously saying that. And I guess I could tell you that I had to strategically, intentionally, and repeatedly work on building my confidence. I had to strategically, intentionally, and repeatedly work on rewiring my brain. And I mean that. It's called neuroplasticity. And our patterns of thinking, how we think are kind of like highway roads that get so much traffic on them and ruts get in them. I don't know if you've ever been on like a road trip. You're driving 60 miles per hour down the highway, and all of a sudden you get into like ruts and it pulls your wheels because the ruts are so ingrained in concrete because of cars repeatedly driving over them and over them. That's how our brains work. And the way we think, if we constantly talk ourselves out of shooting a video, or constantly say, I'm so stupid, or constantly say, oh, this can't work for me, or constantly say, whatever, they just got luck, and like patterns of thought, those patterns of thought, neuroplasticity, actually create grooves in our brain. We actually can change those, but it's not a passive activity. And it's actually an intentional, what are you reading? What are you listening to? How are you being intentional with your time? And if you're just joining, check some of the questions we answered earlier. As content creators during crisis, we need to be creating our own curriculum. And so, my friends, I have been methodically, intentionally, consistently working on my heart, my mind, my soul, my confidence, my mindset, and growing as a content creator in the list of skills we need to develop as a content creator for over a decade. And that's why if you don't quit, you win. Keep working up and building your confidence. If you're not intentionally building your confidence, again, what you're listening to, what you're reading, who you're around. And so there's quite a bit. It's probably a topic for another time. But let me just say that, man, you're in good company, whether it's Heather Torres, myself, whoever, we all have had, and by the way, we still do. Like it's a constant battle to work over old mindsets, old patterns of thought. And so, don't give up, and be intentional about identify what the thing is that you need to build confidence in, and then go after it. If it's confidence to get on camera, go after it. And think about watch every video you can about it, invest in a program. Eventually when we can meet together, go to a virtual summit. I've been going to events, reading, studying, getting around, building my network of the people I'm around and all of those types of things. So I hope that helps. If you're getting value and you're just joining, we're answering your questions on how you can create a strategic plan and do strategic planning as a content creator right now. This is also a bonus session of our recent web class, which the replay is only available for a short while longer. Go watch it right after this or right now. Idea-to-income.tips, link in the description below. I'm going to share a lot of valuable training that will help you in this particular time right now. How do you pivot? How do you adapt? How do you move your business online? How do you build your personal brand? How do you market and position yourself? You're going to love that masterclass. And how do you tap into a $355 billion industry that is not going down right now, is only going up. So yeah, there's a recession all around us. Okay, yes. But there's also industries that are growing. And if you have the serendipity of this moment to hear my voice, it's time to pivot. And you can do that. You might have to learn new things. You will. You might have to learn new skills. You will. But you can. And think about your future. Where do you want to be in the next 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years? God forbid, but we know it'll happen 5 years from now when something worse than this happens. What are you going to do today to position yourself for that? Well, Sean, I can only think about today and getting through this. Okay, one day at a time. But also you can invest in your future today, and your future reality depends on today's decisions. So anyways, you're going to love that class. Idea-to-income.tips is the URL where you can watch the replay for a limited time. Check it out. A couple more questions. Yemi TV, Sean, should I start a second channel? My current one has 250K, but the content is varied and scared it stunts the growth. Should I separate the content or niche down? That's what we did on Think Media. That's why we started on Think Marketing channel, is to separate some of the things that are niched. I actually can almost instantly tell the difference. Obviously, the recipe videos have the thumbnail that's really consistent. I actually think that there's probably some wisdom to that. I will also say that we have done a transition plan. Even though we started the new channel, we're still kind of transitioning the content, but our goal is that eventually on Think Media, it's pretty much predominantly how cameras and camera tips, like live streaming gear and how to live stream, with a little bit of pointing to Think Marketing for more of the strategy, for more of the how to get views, as well as the build your business, email marketing, digital products, learning things on the background. And that's what this channel is all about. So you could maybe start the channel, but transition it slowly. But I do think the key to maybe breaking the channel out is would really be doubling down on one type of niche content. And I think what you're feeling in terms of the YouTube algorithm, probably how, it always tells you how your video performed according to the last 10, and it's telling you because of less subscriber interest, you want to follow those cues. And here's the video to watch. Check out Video Influencers, Laura Vitale. And I think it'll really help with the clarity that they had for their YouTube channel. This is the video, Pursuing Your Passion with YouTube. You're in cooking as well, and so is she. So I think you're going to love this video. So definitely watch that at a later time as well. Casey, what's the best platform right now to put out content for churches? I've been wanting to do training and personal development for worship for a long time, but it seems like the perfect moment. Casey, I think that YouTube is still the best for evergreen content. YouTube is the only platform where your content lives forever. It's search-based. Churches are trying to learn how to do those types of things. So I would definitely do it there. Saying that, I think that where they're the most active is on Facebook and Instagram. So I don't know if that means you do both, in the sense of not that you really fight the war on two fronts, but maybe you don't get so passionate about forcing them to come to YouTube. You do want to go to where they are. It could mean doing a Facebook watch channel, meaning Facebook videos on a fan page, because a lot of church leaders are over there. And of course, they're on Instagram as well. So, kind of an interesting question. Let me kick it back to you, and maybe even think about the people in your network. Like, what churches are you connected to? What denomination? Call a few, get a vibe on a few. Where are you consuming content? What do you want to learn? I'm serious. Like, get on the phone with them, and then ask yourself, where are they? Because that's the best question. Where is the target audience that you're trying to reach? LinkedIn video right now is hot if your target audience is there, and there's more organic reach than almost anywhere else. And so, but it doesn't mean that if you're trying to reach 14-year-old girls, you should go there. TikTok, on the other case, is where you should go. TikTok is, there's some, strategies I think to also get in front of people, but I think there's probably the multi-front channel. If you've got a lot of time on your hands, you got to go all in on grind. And I think, I recommend really staying focused on one platform. But the last thing I would say, this I think will add value, is there's something about YouTube being the place where your pillar content lives, where your like main evergreen weekly video show lives, and then where micro pieces of that can go everywhere else. So even as a solo creator, there's something about maybe having like your weekly Tuesday show that serves your target audience. Who are you trying to serve, and what problem do you solve for them? And then by chopping that up and maybe going live on Instagram and other places, and then adding value, answering questions, connecting, DMing with people, and educating about this weekly pillar of content that lives on YouTube. I think that's what I would do is if I was you, because I would want to build, again, I think YouTube is the best long-term, best real estate to invest in. Yes, it's hard to grow here. Yes, it can take time. Yes, but it is the most valuable, in my opinion, platform to have broken through on. And it's like a well that once you've dug continues to quench your thirst and help you make an impact for like weeks, months, years to come. So Citizens Edge, Sean, how do I break into the algorithm? Speaking about current events, vlogging 3 weeks and 22 videos in. Well, remember 35 to 55 videos is the key to even hitting the algorithm. Secondly, I think it's actually kind of getting really clear. I personally, bro, don't know if you could break through with this kind of content. Now, sure, if you're super funny, you do the right viral video at the right time, then that's possible. But I'm much more of a practical person. And so while I think some kind of vlogging is clear, even the idea of vlogs, my question is like, who does this help and how does it help them? The goldfish rule. Microsoft did a study, found that a goldfish's attention span is 7 seconds. Then they did a study and found that because of the internet and social media and phones and so much distraction, that now humans' attention spans are 6 seconds. So that means your attention span and my attention span is shorter than a goldfish. Tell your boyfriend that, your girlfriend that, right? You know what I mean? Like, see how they feel. And so they're like, that's true. You could never pay attention to me when I talk. And so I don't know what this is. Like, what is this going to do for me? How's this going to help for me? Is it humor? What's the promise? What am I going to, so if I come here, which I'm not going to, because by the way, why was my point in the goldfish story? I got 6 seconds. Land here, look at it. Even if I read, sorry, not sorry, sincerely, what does that mean? COVID road trip. I don't know you. Why do I want to go a road trip with you? Parenting in place. I'm sorry, I'm being hardcore, but we're coaching, right? I'm trying to help you. I think you could really pivot. Cruising through quarantine. So if YouTube's a search engine, I mean, how to make your own hand sanitizer is the most practical video on here. And I think that when we look at some of these topics, even these, like I think that it's definitely maybe a retooling of your strategy, a re-going through the 10 questions we asked in this training. And I also think it's checking out the idea to income.tips training. I mean, there's quite a bit of work to do here. Now let me give you the good news. You've got momentum. I can see you're creating videos. You're already creating. You're already on camera. You've already got some stuff out, and you've already got some views and stuff. Can I be honest? This kind of reminds me of my channel, Sean Cannell, when I started. And the reason I bring that up is, again, I eventually pivoted because of even advice like you're getting right now. I sort of learned, I was like, where's this really even going? Like, who's this help? Who's this for? Is this a proven niche? What's the competition like? So I was shooting videos, freestyle Eminem versus Lady Gaga at Red Robin. I should play that video sometime for you. It's pretty funny. And random online dance parties and Tom's, like just going live and just uploading eventually vlogs and eventually an amazing Spider-Man review and, just random stuff. And here's the point. I mean, I got some views. I even had some breakout videos, but it didn't work, but this was all learning for me. And then I pivoted and really got clear on, am I in a strong niche? Am I in my strengths? Have I identified a clear target audience? Who am I going to help? And what problem do I solve? And then have I mastered my branding, my marketing around that? So my channel is clear. Clarity is power. Clarity cuts through the noise. And then have I figured out how I'm going to be different? So yes, here's the problem. Even if you had a breakout video, I don't even know what it would lead to next. So I think right now it's less about gaming the algorithm or, hacking the algorithm. It's more about getting clear on what is it you're building? Where's it going? What's it going to look like? What do you want your brand and business to look like in years from now? How would you know if you won? Is it just, and if it's like, well, I just kind of want to be famous and be like a vlogger like somebody else. All right, well, great. And that might be some level of clarity, but it also might not be that practical. Because here's what I'm excited about. I think that taking a practical and strategic path on YouTube opens up a lot of opportunity for hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people are making a full-time living, or at least a 5-figure, meaning $10,000 or above, income off of YouTube. And that could be done because of practical channels in specific niches serving a specific audience. It is the fraction of a percent that kind of just, if you will, blow up and get famous or whatever. So just trying to spit my truth and take it for what it's worth. And I do appreciate you for being here. And I hope that advice helped. If you're getting like, hit the like button. If you're getting like, I'm getting delirious. I don't know how much longer I could go, y'all. I feel it in my voice. If you're getting value, can you show some appreciation and hit the like button? Can you turn on notifications? For all you speakers out there, YouTubers that get a dry throat or a hoarse voice, can I recommend a product for you? Entertainer Secret Throat Relief. My friend Pat Flynn promoted this. Link below, $22.95. And I'm just kidding, but it is highly recommended. Oh yeah, I'm ready to grind now. Jalo Matos, when is it the appropriate time to approach brands with affiliate to try to get them to sponsor your videos? I think that there's not really a size to it. I think that you want some momentum. You want a clear niche, and you want to just have like a clear pitch on why they should work with you and who your audience is. So I think of Heather Torres. Come on, you know her if you're part of Think Marketing community, the host of the Think Marketing podcast. She's got her homeschool channel. Now, it's definitely a side project for her. Because if we check this out, she has not uploaded a video in quite a while, but yet her channel has still grown by 400 subscribers in the last month and almost 20,000 views in the last month. Crazy, right? Well, that's the power of ranked videos. And we teach about that on our free masterclass at thinkmasterclass.com. But she has had the opportunity to get like $1,600 worth of homeschool curriculum for free from a curriculum company. She's had the opportunity to get featured in homeschool blogs and homeschool, like she's done affiliate marketing. I think she's done other brand deals because, and she's at 15,000 subscribers now. And again, growing every single month. And here's the power here: personal branding power, having a specific niche power, digging your well on YouTube throughout the seasons. This is not going away, friends. So it's a busy season right now. We're going all in on Think Marketing and Think Media. She not only is still adding value and DMing homeschool moms and helping people, but like Think Media is 10 years old. Like this will be a 100,000 subscriber channel. Like this will be, it's just patience in the game, right? And when you have videos that get you views 24/7, 365, like her videos that are really value-based, that really helps. So she got, I think, her first, if you will, brand deal sponsorship at just a few thousand subscribers. So you do need some momentum, some views, but I think the key though is those people that have wanted to work with her because it wasn't about the size of her audience. It was about the quality of her audience and how specific they were. Now, if you want just big numbers, you might be doing like pranks and it's like you need millions of views for like some app that everybody would install. But I think the real power is getting clear on a niche. And then it doesn't matter if your audience is small, brands will want to work with it because all the people that are subscribed, like it's homeschool moms. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like my jam. This is not my channel. But they are like, okay, shoot, if you can, talk to, on your most recent video, 2,000 moms that want to homeschool, we want to get in front of that audience. Is that making sense? And so shout out to Heather and shout out to new Think Marketing episodes coming soon. But that's the advice that I would give you. Cajun Cooking, I got a 12-year-old recipe site, 4 million views, 6,600 subscribers, but we've not kept it up. Only getting about 275 views a day. Is it worth reviving? Yeah, because it's still seen in YouTube's eyes with old videos. I think I might rebrand it a little bit. But more than anything, I would just start posting new videos. It might take you a while to get it going. I do see you've got some videos going. But even based on what I'm seeing here, I would actually say, look at this. You're getting 7,000 views a month. This is vidIQ, by the way, and 30 new subscribers a month. So dare I say, it doesn't even need to be revived. My friends, this is alive. This looks like a heartbeat, doesn't it? Beep, 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 beep. That's in the hospital room. This is not a flatline channel. This is great. Be encouraged and double down and like start leveling up and going all in on it. And here's what I think your biggest opportunity is. If you want to double your views, double your videos. So I don't know what your circumstances are right now, but I'd love to see at least 4. 4 right here tells me 1 a week, but I'd like to see 8 here. Keep the quality as high as possible, solving problems, and so this is looking great. And yeah, I'd be thinking about how you can evolve and update, but congrats. And what a blessing. That's, I think, the blessing of work you've done yesterday. There's life. It's awesome. You know what I mean? Again, it'd be one thing if it was flatline. There's not a lot of life there. Trying to like wake that back up. The alternative is, my gosh, like you're growing subscribers. 8,000 humans watched your content in the last 30 days. Really being grateful for where you are while you're leveling up for the future. Farmhouse Tees, what advice would you give a company using YouTube to sell a product? We have a mix of tutorials and blogs. Our popular videos don't necessarily have to do with what we sell. That's the game. I think that what you want to do is just add value, get to know people, build a tribe as you're doing, and then educate, as it seems you're doing throughout there, integrating content into your videos, but also doing what it seems like as just like a dedicated video that looks like it's related to your products. And by the way, I love kombucha, and this looks great and super fascinating to me, and I just want to drink kombucha right now. But yeah, this looks, so, I mean, I think you are doing it. It looks like you're also doing it in a way where I think people are probably have a really good vibe about it. Like, cause you could just, look like you're just open and adding value. You got ebooks. So I love that you got the online biz side of things going and you're kind of building and scaling that kind of stuff. So I think it's just doubling down. The strategy I'd recommend is by thinking about like what would be some of the biggest video opportunities and breakout video ideas in your niche. So like researching underneath your promise, who you help, how you help them. So people that are interested in tea, what are some of the biggest tea videos? What are some of the, and we call them, as you have done here, adjacent topics. There's your main thing, your main product, the main thing you sell. But then there's also the adjacent topics that your target audience, the person you help, is also interested in. Like someone who's interested in kombucha is probably like ultra also interested in other natural living, naturopathic remedies. You get that, right? And then it's just thinking about remembering you're one video away from changing your life and business. First of all, being super grateful for the fact that you're getting 13,000 views a month, growing by 190 subscribers. So that's epic. 2 video uploads. If you double your videos, you could double your views, especially related to maybe not that number, right? But you could double, like if you're getting, at least 200 views a video, well, then 2 videos will be 400 views, but 4 videos will be 800, period. Just from simply increasing the volume. And can you do that right now? I call you back to the 10 questions. Calendar block your most important actions, especially right now. Creators create, friends. We got to double down on content, but we want to be creating smart content. Research before you press record. You may have seen our class on that. Definitely check that out. And thinking about researching trends. Some people misunderstand me when I say trends. I don't mean like researching trends that are unrelated. Like, oh, Marvel Captain Planet is like Captain Planet. Remember him? That's not Marvel, but Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. He's a hero. I didn't think we were gonna go there, but this is how delirious I'm getting. Hit the like button if you're having fun. Captain Planet in the house. Trends in your industry. Again, the right video topic with the right title, with the right thumbnail, posted at the right time. Google Trends. Can't really talk about that right now because of time, but thinking about some of those strategic videos can be a game changer for you. Get lipid fishing. Is research before recording the best way to break through in a saturated niche? Really rapid fire because we've touched on that. Go to idea-to-income.tips for more advice on how to break through in a saturated niche. That web class while it's still available. The best way to break through in a saturated niche is being different. Different is better than better. And there's a book to check out. It's called The Blue Ocean Strategy. Again, you're not trying to be better if you were in like filmmaking, let's say, B-roll and stuff. You're not trying to be better than Casey Neistat or better than Peter McKinnon. You're trying to be different. And a lot of people in like the YouTuber space are just trying to be them. That is already taken. You know what I mean? Don't try to be somebody else. You got to be you times 2 and figure out how you're different. And your background, your ethnicity, your style, your age, those are actually all assets because your vibe attracts your tribe. So when you double down on who you are and in your unique niche, then you can really stand out. So Blue Ocean is good to look at. And the analogy I think about is this, again, let me know if you drink coffee. Shout me out. Are you a coffee drinker? Tell me in the comments right now. Let me know how much coffee you drink per day. And let me know if you have a coffee curfew. Mine is typically 2 p.m. And when I break that, I know that we've really been grinding, right? And so, I see here, I spend a ton of time on edits because my channel is known for high quality edits and it takes longer. Should I start spending less? I do think you got to balance that. Sometimes you got to put out some 7s. Sometimes you want to put out more hero videos. But remember, it's about content value, not production value. Yes, yes, 3 cups of coffee a day, apprentice recruit. I love it. Angeli Laura. I missed the book name. It's called The Blue Ocean Strategy. You'd probably be good enough reading the summary, but it does talk about how companies position themselves. A blue ocean is different is better than better, because when everyone's doing the same thing, you're competing with somebody who's already doing it. When you reposition yourself, and here's the thing, it's not necessarily to do something different. Watch this. I help people overcome negative thinking and beat anxiety. Okay. But so does a lot of people. And from a personal branding standpoint, what you do is pretty clear, but specifically who you help is not that clear and niche down. Imagine if you said this: I help single millennial moms develop a winning mindset and overcome anxiety and build confidence. Your blue ocean could be the group of people you're reaching, even though the content is the same as everybody, quote unquote, like a lot of people are doing it. There's a lot of levels of distinction in which you can be thinking about who it is that you ultimately help. So the book's called Blue Ocean. But if you think about the Blue Ocean Strategy, a lot of you drink coffee. Cody doesn't. Oh, he's joking though. The Cody coffee business. I got it, man. Clever. 8 cups. And can anybody beat Anthony? I hope I said your name right. Can anybody beat him? Anybody drink more than 8 cups a day? So a lot of people drinks coffee. Here's a question. Do we need any more coffee places in the world? There's probably already too many. I grew up in Seattle, and when I was growing up, I was there for the genesis of Starbucks, but here's the deal. A lot of the world drinks coffee, huge market, but there was McDonald's coffee already, Pete's Coffee, Seattle's Best Coffee, Dunkin' Donuts coffee. There was local espresso stands, local coffee shops. So who in the world would want to start a new coffee shop? Well, Starbucks launched their first store didn't even sell coffee, just sold beans that you would take home as just a roastery. And then this technically second store went Pike Place Market, downtown Seattle. But they launched a coffee company that you probably have heard of if you've heard of Starbucks before. And they now are like the biggest or one of the biggest brands in the world, stores everywhere. And look, their coffee's not even that good, in my opinion. It's not my preferred place of coffee. Yet I still go there because it's convenient, because it's consistent. But they created all kinds of new distinctions. The third place, free Wi-Fi, come hang out here. We want you to hang out here. Now they got all kinds of other things, snacks, other things they'll sell you. And they kind of became the McDonald's of coffee. It's always the same. It's consistent. It's repetitive. Here's the thing. Coffee was crowded at the time and still is. Yet they built a brand because they didn't try to be McDonald's. That was a certain vibe. They didn't try to be Dunkin' Donuts. That's not the same as Starbucks. Nor did they try to be my preferred coffee place because I'm kind of a hipster. I'm going to try to go to Bad Owl over here, and I'm going to try to get some like Kenya, pour over, let it bloom, get the thing going. I want some floral notes, some citrus in there. Okay, I'm a little bit of a coffee snob. I want that niche. If I go into a coffee shop and the barista doesn't have like a waxed mustache with tattoos and like, super hipster, like some pierced ears and like, just wearing some like Van skate shoes, that's not my spot. I'm like, this is not the right place. If this guy's wearing a uniform, I need to see that like man bun, freaking pour over, AeroPress competition level of coffee. So it's all coffee. Hipster coffee shop, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, same thing as coffee. You might feel like it's too much competition out there, friend. But here's the thing. You got to just figure out your positioning. Different is better than better. Where are you positioned in the market? It's not that you're doing something different in the sense of you might be teaching YouTube tips too, like me. You might be teaching them to different people that have a different learning speed. They might just connect with you because your vibe's different than mine and they're not as caffeinated, or you're not as caffeinated as me or as crazy, whatever. Does that make sense? It's all coffee, but it's different positioning. And if you want more, that's why I believe that as we sharpen our skills right now, that we need to double down on learning branding, personal branding, marketing, market positioning, to really build a distinct online business. Because I'm not trying to say it's going to be easy. I am trying to tell you that it's worth it. and that, yes, you can break out. And I'm also saying that you might be like, okay, well, just tell me what it is. This clarity journey can take time, and it takes investing time and resources and sitting down and not just like watching content like this, or not just investing in a coaching program or an online course, doing the work. And clarity took me, dare I say, months, years, I mean. And I think I could have shortened my learning curve if I had things like Think Marketing and things like some of the resources we share with you. Again, the right books or whatever, but it's still going to take time. We believe, in our commitment to you at our company, is we believe we can shorten your learning curve by 75%. 100% we believe that. What does that mean? If this took me a decade, it's still going to take you 2.5 years. Just trying to be real talk. This is not some get rich quick channel. This is not some magic pill, magic weight loss. Take this pill, lose 15 pounds, and have a shredded 6-pack in the morning. You know, and I know that that doesn't exist. But what does exist is predictable success through leveling up your skills, positioning yourself right, repositioning yourself in the market, starting a new channel, doubling down on your channel, pivoting your channel. This stuff matters. And that was the theme of today's content. Strategic planning. If you're just joining, check out the replay and get all 10 questions. And here's your next step. I hope you've been journaling and taking notes. I hope you've been writing these things down. And I hope that now you can put them into practice and go work on your plan. If you haven't watched the masterclass that we did or the web class, it's only available for a little while. So maybe you want to watch that next, idea-to-income.tips. It's going to help you plan to pivot right now in the current economy, and not just this economy, but where the future is going and never turning back. We are not going backwards from live video, online marketing, and building online businesses. Brick and mortar and physical businesses might never be the same, and many won't. But online is what is happening no matter what. And if you have a brick and mortar business or some sort of a physical business, that will return, but you better also have your online strategy in place. And there's never been a better time to dial that in than right now. And so thanks so much for being here on this training. And hey, if we're not connected on Instagram, let's connect there, and smash like if you got value out of this video. And also, if you're just watching this on YouTube and you want to check out a video next, check out this video on how to make money with a small channel. And right now, it's never been a better time to be investing in YouTube. Creators create, right? So click or tap the screen to watch that video. It's one of the episodes of the Think Marketing Show. Make sure you're subscribed for future episodes, and we'll see you in the next one. Just click or tap the screen to watch this video.
How do you make money with a small channel? I'm excited about this because I have a small channel. Mine's only at almost 15,000 subscribers. And we have a lot of people who look at you with 1.5 million subscribers, having a 7-figure media company, all these big things.